There we are. Hello, tappers. Welcome to Tapping Tuesday. I am Amanda, and for the next hour, we are going to do some EFT together. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. And if you're not sure what that means, you will by the end of this session. It's also known as tapping. So if you've seen this or this, then you're right, spot on what we're going to be focusing on today. This session is unique in the fact that we are tapping in real time with each other. This is an opportunity for you to experience tapping, for you to maybe deepen some skills or have some broadening aspects of how you can use tapping with a clinically certified EFT practitioner, which is me. We try to have fun. We try to support each other and just feel really, really good together for the next hour. Now, what we're not going to do is jump into long explanations about what EFT is. If you have curiosities about the science, the background, all the clinical studies that have been done on it, we have videos on our YouTube channel that will give you all of that information. And the YouTube channel is simply EFT Universe. Put that into the search bar and it will pop right up for you. If you would like to participate today, there are two ways that you could do it. One immediate, one a little bit delayed. The immediate is you can put into the chat whatever it is that's on your mind. It could be something that you're working towards, whether you're having difficulty with it or not. It could be something that you're holding on to that you wish you could release, something that you would like to receive that you know there's blocks in your way and you're not sure what to do about them. It could even be something as simple as, I just don't feel well today. It can be something physical, mental, or emotional. And the way that works is EFT assists your brain in receiving a signal to relax and to release. And you'll see how that works as we go along. Now, if what you would like to tap on is just a little too vulnerable, or if you have a question that you would like for me to answer that I'm not going to address here, you can always email me. And I put my email at the top of the chat. It is amanda@eftuniverse.com. And I will receive that from you. And then I can, in the following week, because we do this every Tuesday, bring it up in front of our whole community, and I can keep you anonymous if that's something that you would enjoy. That way you can see how to tap on it, but you don't have to share it with everybody if that's just not comfortable for you. I will also show you as we tap how to adjust what I'm offering to you so that it's more empowering for you in case what we're tapping on doesn't quite fit for you, or if a different word is better. I always want you to feel empowered in our sessions together because you know your body, you know your mind. So if I offer a general suggestion and something better pops up for that, please follow that prompt. That is your brain communicating with you, and we absolutely want to encourage that. Also, I tend to stay on one tapping spot. There are other acupoints that typically we go in a pattern through the body with those. I tend to not do that. And the only reason is because, well, there's two reasons. One spot is enough. So as long as you're tapping on one of the acupoints, you're good. There are benefits to all of the acupoints, but as far as the effect that we're looking to get, one spot is enough. Also, I don't want you getting distracted by what you're feeling and processing by looking at the screen and trying to keep up with me. So I'll just stay on one spot most of the time, just for simplicity. And I go to the chat as often as I can throughout our session and incorporate as many suggestions as possible. You'll get the hang of it as we go. I'm going to go ahead and say hi, and then we will get started. Hello, Alamina? Did I say that right? I love your name. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Lizzie. Oh, your favorite colors. Yay. Hi, Serena. Yay for tapping. Hi, Mama Hutch. I'm glad that you're here. Oh, thank you for telling me I look marvelous. Hello, Christy. How long does this last? An hour. So we go from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time. If you can't stay the whole time, don't worry about it. We do set it to our channel as a recording immediately after. So there's a whole playlist where you can find all of the previous weeks, and this one does post immediately after we finish. Oh, and Mama Hutch answered you. Zarina, oh, thank you very much. Hi, Tanya. Thank you. Hi, Larry. Okay, I'm stuck in fight, flight, freeze, trauma. Okay, dysautonomia, pain everywhere, so anxious. Oof, I'm sorry that that's where you are, Larry, and I'm glad that you're here. And we will definitely have some effect on that, regardless of what we tap on. So, well, we got you. Lucy, not at home, having a cup of tea out. How can I manage? I mean, how can you tap while you're out and about? Because you don't want to, do full tapping in front of everyone. You can do incognito tapping. So just staying on the hand is pretty discreet. You can layer your hands like this and tap. You don't need a lot of pressure. So even just a gentle, like you're just tapping your fingers, out of boredom, is plenty to be able to get this spot right here, which is usually for the 9 gamut, but it doesn't have to be. You can use it for this. Also, you can just go a little bit further and tap there. You could also do tap or touch and breathe. So you could touch, up here. That's a fairly common area. You can rest your hand on your face over one of the tapping points, and again, do hold and breathe. I lost my place. There we are. Hi, Ellie. Thank you very much. Schuler? I'm sorry, I struggle so much with names. Hello, Schuler. I hope that's correct. Struggling with feeling overwhelmed in many areas of my life. Gotcha. Thank you for sharing. We will tap on that today. Curiosity. When fall has come my way, I'm started at how stressful that also was after I realized how great it is and was. I'd like to acknowledge and process that hiccup when wonderful comes my way. Absolutely. And that makes complete sense. And we can talk about that a little bit more. I love that there's this overarching theme of overwhelm and that we're touching on multiple points of it. Tanya, procrastination. Lucy, lovely. Thank you. Curiosity, way, not what. Okay. Let me just see if that changed what I thought you were saying. Okay. We're good. Yeah, wonderful comes my way. Yes, I caught what you meant. Okay, let's go ahead and take a moment and just get grounded, especially since there's a lot of overwhelm today. Let's start in as clear of a place as we can reach, but we're going to do a shorter grounding because if we're fighting against it, then we're just adding to the overwhelm, right? So we're going to just focus on the mechanics of our body right now. So I want you to think of your body in terms of not necessarily you, but kind of like a vessel, all right? And just notice your body. You could think of it as like a machine, as a robot, or as like this organic, body that you maneuver. But notice if this body wants to shift in any way, if there's like excess pressure somewhere, if maybe you're like leaning at a weird angle and your body wants to get more into alignment, if you want to lay down rather than stand or sit, if possible. Just notice, wiggle a little bit if that's helpful for you to assess, and give yourself permission to get into that more comfortable position. And then as we allow our body to physically settle, now we're going to focus on the mechanics of breathing. And we're going to breathe in as deeply as is comfortable. Don't force it. Just take a breath in and then let it out slowly. Okay, and breathe normal. And now we're going to take our hands and just place it on our ribs. We're going to feel our body expand where our hands are. Okay, and if it's more comfortable to cross your arms, you can. Just however it feels good to put your hands over your rib cage and breathe in and out. And again, breathe in and out. Okay, and breathe normal. And now we're going to pay attention to our sensory of sight. So just notice how your eyes are feeling, where your eyes are looking, how your eyelids feel. If blinking would feel good, if closing your eyes for a moment would feel good, if looking around, maybe stretching your eyes or rubbing your eyes. Just notice this function of sight and if it's asking for anything to feel more comfortable. And continue to breathe. Notice your sensory input of hearing and notice if it's asking for anything. Notice if your ears themselves are a little bit itchy, if you want to rub or kind of scratch. If just touching them feels nice, if just a little bit of sensory input, that just is soothing a little bit. If it's a little loud, maybe if it's a little too quiet, if you want to turn on some music. And let's take a breath here. And let's focus in on our sensory input of touch. So just notice your skin. And this is a little bit more specific focus than noticing your body. We're just the surface of skin. So is there any clothing that's maybe too tight, that is too hot? Maybe you're too cold and you want to go grab a blanket. Maybe you have to go to the bathroom and you're like, oh, shoot, I didn't go to the bathroom before this started. Go now. You won't miss much, I promise. Maybe you need a drink of water or of warm tea if you have that. Give yourself permission to go and get what it is that this sensory input is asking for that would feel soothing at this time for you to experience. And notice if it's maybe you have a ponytail and you need to let that ponytail out, or your hair is in your face and that's annoying and pulling it back would be nice. All of it is inclusive, and whatever you can do to allow that sensory input to feel more calm and quiet, give yourself permission to receive that. And let's take another breath. And last one we'll do, focus on the sensory input of taste. Well, let's do it together, taste and smell. And just notice, and it may just be, oh, there's not really, like this is really neutral for me right now. But maybe you have a bad taste in your mouth. Or maybe there's a taste that you would like to have right now, getting a lozenge or a candy of some kind. Or again, a sip of a drink that might feel nice. And give yourself permission to, and even if it's not a bad taste in your mouth, but you think, oh, that would be lovely, give yourself permission to just give you that little bit of joy, that little bit of comfort, and receive it, even if that sensory part of you isn't in distress. And smell as well. So notice if there's a smell that's bothering you, or if there's a really easy way to give yourself a nice smell. If there's an herb or an oil, a candle, anything that is a scent that you enjoy, that you can think of right now, ooh, that would be really nice to just smell that. And let's take another breath. Okay, and just pause and feel into this body and see how comfortable of a place it is for you to be now. And just notice if that's improved a little bit from when we started paying attention to it. And allow yourself to settle into this body as comfortable as it is. And if it's not 100%, that's okay. Just be aware of this body. And know that any tapping that we do will affect the body and you as your mind, your soul, your higher, greater self as we go throughout the rest of this session. Go ahead and let's do one more breath. Okay, I'm going to go back to the chat. I saw a few things come in. Great for the hour free of politics. Yes, I haven't even looked at anything online, and I kept myself away from that purposefully so that I could hold this space free and clear for everybody. Serena, eustress, yes. Stress for good things. Yes, that happens true too. That's a wonderful thing to be aware of. So if you're not aware of the stress of positive things, it is real. It even has its own word, as Serena shared. My name is pronounced Skylar. Oh, I was way off. Thank you for letting me know, Skylar. I may have to ask. Oh, my boss is calling me. That's funny. I kind of want to answer, just because I think that would be funny to remind him that I'm here right now, but I don't know if it would mess up the live, so I won't. But thank you, Skylar. I may have to have you remind me of that, but I very much appreciate being able to pronounce it correctly. Serena, breathing hard with a cold. Okay, stuffiness. I think that's very relatable, that we could do some physical body tapping. I like to tap on problem solving. Obstacle. Oh, the obstacle is the way. So just a clarifying question on that, Ellie. Do you believe that the obstacle is the way, or are you wanting to believe that? Because if it's that's the frame of mind that you would like to have, but you don't believe that, that's important. Hi, Danette. Okay, and accepting myself. Perfect. Let's go ahead and tap on overwhelm. And I am going to many areas, overwhelm and good things. I think procrastination always comes with overwhelm. I'm going to be so broad on this. So I'm going to invite you to, if you want to narrow it down, this overwhelm of, and add that on the end of my very blanket statement. So let's go ahead and start tapping. And as we're tapping, focus in on overwhelm and notice how that affects you. Notice how, and even say it out loud if you can, overwhelm. And do you feel like a pulse of maybe a headache? Do you feel a clenching in your gut? Do you feel like a wave of stress go through your body? Do you feel your body kind of lock up and freeze? When you say the word overwhelm, how does that affect you? And just notice it. And we're going to continue just saying the word overwhelm and noticing, because as we are tapping on the correct spot, we are introducing to our mind, we're not under attack though. And that will lessen, just doing this is going to lessen the effect that that's having. So continue focusing on your body. Overwhelm. Noticing where that is. Remember to breathe. Overwhelm. 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 And take a deep breath. Hopefully you're noticing that that's loosened a little bit. It's a little bit less. Let's go ahead and do our setup statement. As I focus on this overwhelm that I currently feel in my body, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even if I'm not sure I understand the connection between acknowledging this overwhelm and saying that I deeply and completely accept myself, I still choose to lean in to the feeling of deeply and completely accepting myself. Even though this overwhelm is very present right now, and I don't want to feel it, and I'm not sure I can clear it or clear all of it, I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. This overwhelm, accepting myself. This overwhelm, acknowledging myself. This overwhelm. I wonder, even if right now I don't feel like I do deeply and completely accept myself, could these words still have a positive effect for me? Yes. No. I don't know. I wonder, is it true that I always have to believe something or know something or have accomplished something in completion 100% before it makes a difference? Or is it true that as I make a choice and begin to act on that choice, that it makes the difference bit by bit? Making a difference. This overwhelm. Making a difference bit by bit. I wonder, is the overwhelm my root issue? Or is it a symptom that's being caused by my root issue? Is it complicating what my actual issue is? As I consider whether or not this overwhelm is my problem or is a symptom of my problem, I deeply and completely accept myself. Well, what if it isn't my root problem? What if it is a symptom? I wonder, could I let it go without solving it? Can I set it down or lock it away? Is it possible for me to give myself permission to counteract this symptom and give myself permission to find or focus on the root issue? No, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to do that. I will chase down symptoms and spend all of my time and all of my energy on those things. That's not what I want. That's not what I choose. Even if, until right now, I didn't know that I could choose to just try to set it aside. I give myself permission now to give it a try. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't work. But I really don't want this overwhelm. So I'm willing to give it a try. This overwhelm. Setting aside this overwhelm. But how do you set aside overwhelm? How does that work? Well, maybe I need to offer my brain a creative way to do that. So let's be creative. Now, this is a imaginary, it could be visual, it can be physical. You do want to involve your sensory input because we are signaling to the subconscious brain in a way that it can understand. We're choosing to not be concerned with this right now. Yes, it exists. Yes, we can check mark it later. But right now, this isn't what's most important. Okay. And we can do that by wherever you've felt this overwhelm, you can imagine physically pulling it out, and just pulling out bits by bits or fluffing it out if it's like steam or smoke. You can purely use your imagination and see lasers, or healing light come in. You can breathe in something that counteracts the overwhelm, and then you breathe it out, and it leaves with your breath. There's infinite ways that you can find empowerment over this feeling in your body. So if you have an idea for something, go with what you've come up with. You can try something that I've suggested. And go ahead and focus on that for a few moments. And then set in your mind, and this is going to continue as I choose to focus on a deeper part of this issue. Okay. I wonder what would be the deeper part of this issue? Is it that I feel incapable? That in some way, this issue that's in front of me, I'm not going to be able to do it because in some way I'm just incapable? Or do I feel not enough? That I could if I were enough, but I'm not. I'm not smart enough. I'm not fast enough. I'm not lucky enough. I'm not old enough, young enough, whatever that might be. Or is it because it's just me? I'm cursed. I'm not loved. I'm just so unlucky. It's just always me that gets the bad end of things. It's just my life. And I've tried to see it another way and do things to have it not be this way, but it's just things just don't work out for me. Or is there another belief that when you feel this belief attached to this issue, of course you're going to feel overwhelmed because it makes it feel not solvable. It makes it feel like you're doomed. Even if right now I am aware of or not aware of what this deeper belief is. I deeply and completely accept myself. I accept that this is where I am. I acknowledge that this is my issue. I acknowledge that this is holding me back. I acknowledge that this is creating a lot of overwhelm. And even though this belief is causing a lot of problems, and the overwhelm complicates those problems, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Because even though I have this problem, I still do my best. I still give really solid effort. And I've actually done a lot carrying this heavy weight of this belief with me. I may be able to find ways to release this right now. It may take me some time, but I wonder, have I reached a place that feels safe enough to give myself permission to receive a happier belief, an easier belief, a stronger belief? Yes. No. I don't know. Even if right now I'm uncertain if I am ready to receive an upgraded belief, I hold space to give it a try. I hold space to feel safe enough to just see how it feels. I wonder, what belief would I give myself? How do you even give yourself a belief? What does this mean? What am I even saying? Even if right now this is new and feels a little awkward, I hold space for it to be curious and maybe even a little fun. Well, if I can choose anything I want, I suppose, and I want you to think of a word or a phrase, something that feels good. It doesn't have to be the biggest, strongest phrase. It could be, I believe I can receive good things. I believe I am safe to receive good things. I believe good things do exist in my future. I believe things can work out in a way that feels happy for me. I believe I can reach my goals. And as you choose a phrase that feels good to you right now, you can always shift it. Choose one that feels good right now and say it. And feel that in your body. Where do you feel that? And continue to say it out loud to yourself, just like we did in the beginning. I choose to believe. And allow it to resonate. Allow it to get bigger and bigger as you continue to repeat it. Remember to breathe. All right, let's wrap this up. As I receive this new belief, I allow it to integrate into my body and into my mind. And it's okay if I still have struggles and obstacles. It's okay if I still feel overwhelmed. And it's okay if I still have history that maybe I get to go and resolve. I am allowed to have all of my experiences, and they can all exist at the same time. I don't have to conquer anything before I offer these good feelings and these good beliefs to myself. And maybe it could even be true that as I allow myself permission to have good feelings and good beliefs right now, it will just resolve some of the other heavy things that were here. This overwhelm, my beliefs, this overwhelm, my new belief, my new belief in my body. And as I continue to integrate this new belief, I deeply and completely accept myself. Pause and take a breath. I'll pause for a moment and feel in your body. Remember that place where you first felt that percussion when you thought overwhelm, and see how that's different now. And notice where in your body where you have your new belief, and see how that feels in your body. And if you are feeling the heavier things feel smaller, more manageable, further away, if you're feeling lighter, more relaxed, more positive, more empowered, if you were yawning, crying, sighing, getting tired, feeling energized, those are all signs that your brain heard what you were offering and it said, oh, I love this. Yes, let's continue with this. So good job and congratulations. All right, I'm going to go to the chat. Okay. Tanya, disrupted sleep. Ellie, like to believe the obstacle is the way. Okay. Zahara, hello. Oh, yawning nonstop. Yeah. Things always work out for me. I love that, Lizzie. Believe I am amazing even when life is hard. Yes, yes, yes. Yay. I love smiling with you. Release everywhere. Yay. Good job. Feel more empowered. Sign. Yay. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Larry, if you're still here, I just want to check in on you, see if you're feeling better. And Skylar too, just your overwhelm sounded really big. So I just want to check in on the two of you. directly. All right, I think I'm going to go to problem solving. And this is, oh, not yet. That's okay. You don't have to apologize, Larry. Oh, yay. Okay, Skylar, I'm glad that you're feeling better. Thank you for letting me know. Larry, whichever feels better, I'm going to have you, and anyone can join him in this as well. Putting your hand over your heart, and it doesn't matter which hand you could choose, and tapping on in between these two bones of your fingers on like the top third, so up closer to the knuckles. And you can do your whole hand. If the tapping is taxing, you can just put both hands and just make sure that you're covering that spot and breathe. Alternatively, you can take your hand and put it back behind your ear. We're wanting to cover this spot right here. There is, it's not a typical tapping spot, but it's triple warmer 16. It's very close to the vagus nerve, and it's just really good for calming. So, like sometimes we put our heads down, we put our hands on our neck, we're intuitively calming our nervous system when we do that. So you can clasp your hands, you don't have to, you can just do one side. But if this feels better than this, then that's a second option for you. And breathe. And as we go into the next tapping, you don't have to tap along. You can simply express the words and just hold those spots. Oh, you put mentally on. Oh, so you're feeling a bit of a glow, Zarina. I love that. Okay. And you're very welcome, Anne. Let's go on to, let's see. Sorry, I forgot where I was going. Ellie. So talking about on problem solving and what you would like to believe. And I'm curious about, and you don't have to put this in here because we'll tap on it multiple ways anyway, but why you would like to believe that the obstacle is the way. Is it because you feel like, and this is questions for like everyone, when you're facing an obstacle, if you believe the obstacle is the way, is it because you feel like the obstacle is more powerful? And if it is the way, then like triumphing it, or it makes it less scary because then it's like, well, this is how I receive what I'm looking for. In what way does it mean to empower you? And what's interesting about this, can't properly express gratitude for anything. Oh, well, you're getting way more than just my support, Larry. So you're very, very welcome. Everybody here is rooting for you. Have you been taught that that's the only way through? Yeah, so all of these questions are great because we all have these beliefs. We all have these beliefs, whether you've ever thought to ask yourself these questions or not. We are taught to think a certain way about obstacles, that's how we become strong, that's how we become smart. Those are things that I was taught. So I unconsciously sought out a lot of problems because I wanted to be strong and smart. That wasn't very helpful. But also if I wasn't having obstacles, then I was less worthy, right? I wasn't growing. I wasn't deepening myself, my worth as a person. There was a lot of complexity that was wrapped up in my worth tied to how difficult my life was. And that made my life very difficult because in my brain, it was like a rule, right? It had to be difficult in order to meet these other standards. So in what way are obstacles your gateway to what you want? And you may or may not be able to answer that question right now, but keep that in mind as we tap on obstacles just in general. And Ellie, well, no, we'll just all tap on that specifically. Want to want versus what do I believe? Because this, I'll tell you what, this pops up a lot, and sometimes in surprising places. Because it's so easy to not see how you're wanting to want something when it's not truly the way that you believe or you feel. So I know what I said may not make any sense at all. It was kind of disjointed. Let me try to put it all into this tap and help anyway. So for this, you can consider a current obstacle. You can reflect back on a past obstacle, something that worked out, something that did not work out for you. But something I would say that has some emotion tied to it. When you think of it, it's kind of a feeling. Because it's that live emotion that we really want to explore. As I focus in on this obstacle and the emotions that I feel attached to this obstacle, I allow myself to step away from my own reaction to it. I give myself permission to flatten it out, to allow myself to be more scientific with it, to be curious, so that I can examine this without having to live the experience in my body. As I examine this obstacle and the emotions attached to this obstacle, I deeply and completely accept myself. I acknowledge everything that I can easily see and that I can easily identify that I feel associated with this obstacle. I wonder, what is it that I believe I will receive when this obstacle is resolved? Why don't I just ignore it? Why don't I just walk away from it? What is it that I believe absolutely keeps me engaged with eradicating this obstacle? This obstacle, my purpose with this obstacle, my intention with this obstacle, my necessary outcome with this obstacle. I wonder, how much do I believe that I can be victorious? How much belief do I have in myself to reach this level of success that I've predetermined that I will reach? Is it greater than 50%? Yes. No. I don't know. Even if right now I'm unsure how much I truly believe I will be successful against this obstacle, I continue to hold space to be curious and explore the meaning attached to this obstacle? I wonder, is there a way for this obstacle to feel safe? For me to feel safe, even if I'm still struggling with it, even if I don't succeed, even if I spend the whole rest of my life feeling about this obstacle the way that I feel about it right now. Can I feel safe? Yes. No. I don't know. I wonder, who has the power? Who has the power to determine my safety? Maybe there's a lot of ways to define that. There's safety in knowing how structurally sound the building is that I'm in, safety in what location, geographical location I'm in, safety in my knowledge of what I'm currently doing. Okay, but what about safety inside of my body? Safety inside of my mind? Because even though I have choices that can make safety greater for me externally, there are some parts that I don't really have control over. But is it possible? Is it possible that I can choose safety internally within my own body, within my own emotions, within my own mind? Yes. No. I don't know. Even if right now I'm not sure about choosing safety, I continue to hold space, to be curious and open minded as I explore this obstacle. I wonder, has it always been my choice to determine my safety for my body, for my mind, for my soul? No. No. In fact, that wasn't my first experience of safety. I was a tiny little baby. And as a baby, I did not have that governance. And maybe there were times where I did not feel safe. And maybe those feelings still are active in my body. And maybe they're contributing right now in real time to how I feel about this obstacle. Well, I wonder, am I still a baby? Let's check. Look at your arms. Are they baby arms? No. No, these are not, in fact, baby arms. All right. Good to know. Check your feet. Look at your feet. Are these baby feet? Do you currently live in baby feet? Nope. How about your legs? How about your trunk? Your ribs? Your chest? I do not see any part of me that is still vulnerable like I was when I was a baby. I wonder, could that mean that in this body, this grown-up adult body, I now get to choose? That I can, in fact, feel safe in this body. That I can, in fact, govern this body and this mind, this soul, and I can choose. Whew, I think I can. I wonder, what does that have to do with my current obstacle? Well, maybe it changes everything. Because maybe now I may have physical actions that I get to do or not do associated with this obstacle. But that aside, I get to govern how I translate this obstacle to this body. And I don't have to accept outside influence from anyone or anything anymore. If I want to see this obstacle as a rite of passage, then I can choose to do that. And I can choose to see the supports that I need in order to flex my way through this. I can choose to see this obstacle as a puzzle, as a mystery. I can choose to see this obstacle as insignificant, or whatever else I want. Because this is my body, my adult body. And this is my mind, my adult mind. And I give myself permission to acknowledge how I can choose what I would like to have as my perspective, my action steps, my beliefs. And I may not really know how to do this yet. It may sound really great, and it may take some exploration. And that's okay. Most importantly, I walk away now with permission. And as I receive this permission and take it with me into everything moving forward, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay. Just feel like we need to tap just a little bit longer just to integrate all of these words and thoughts. Let's let our brains just shuffle a little bit more. Okay, and then pause and let's breathe. Okay, I know we're at time. I am going to stay on just a few minutes longer. This is for anyone who wants just a quick full body kind of energy wash. I'm thinking about, I believe it's John. I just want to make sure because I'm always afraid I'm going to say the wrong word, wrong name. And I did. It's Larry. Oh, but I still love you so much. It's everything with names. We all know my faults. Love you anyway. All right. So for Larry and whoever else needs it, when you are feeling overwhelmed and it's just big and it's just holding on and you're trying things, and what might be happening is you're over intellectualizing it, and you're giving too many words to your brain. When your brain, particularly your subconscious brain, which is different parts of your brain, it's not like a section, is in fight or flight survival mode, it really struggles to listen to any input. It's just in reaction. So we're going to do a very simple, just quick little exercise. We'll just call it an exercise. And actually, I'm going to hold back here. And I'm going to rest my hands on my knees just because that's going to be more comfortable for me than holding my arms up. I'm going to breathe. And we're going to keep our eyes open, but it's okay if you kind of rest them looking down, but don't fully close your eyes. Just allow yourself to feel present. And as you're holding these spots, if you feel like rocking back and forth is okay, rock back and forth. You also might want to go like forward and back, whichever is more comfortable for you. But allow just a little bit of movement in your body. Unless it makes it worse, then it's okay to be still. Let's take another deep breath. And breathe and rock. And we're just feeling and being present and holding the spots. Not saying any words to ourselves. We're not trying to not say words. We're just being present. Let's take another breath. And now we're just going to notice all of this energy. Is there a pattern? Is it maybe swirling clockwise, counterclockwise? Does it look like a tornado? Is it a more like geometric shape? As it bounces around, is it more chaotic? What does this movement of this energy look like? We're not focusing on what the energy is or any particular thoughts or words or sounds. We're focusing on the pattern of the energy? Is it just like a glowing, that maybe is all over, pulsing? What does it look like in pattern? We're just going to notice this pattern as we breathe and take a breath. Now we're just going to shift one little thing. We're just going to add in. We're going to give this pattern of energy a friend. And we're going to think of it as a friend. So what friend do we want to offer to this energy? Do we offer it a different atmosphere to bounce around in? Do we offer it a color? Do we offer it a temperature? Do we offer it a scent, a lovely smell to be with it? What friend do we want to offer? Do we offer another energy that has a different pattern to join it, to be alongside with it? Choose whatever feels best as a friend for this energy. And see that friend being incorporated. See this friend now with the pattern of this energy. And notice what happens as they interact. How do they change? How do they speak to each other, connect with each other? Let's take a breath. And notice as this pattern of energy has a friend, if that intensity that it once had is now different. And notice if maybe you feel more space in your body, more calm in your body. Maybe it's quieter in your body. Notice if there's relief. Maybe you feel loved or cared for. And breathe. Allow these other feelings to settle in. And know that as you draw your attention back outwards to other things, that this interaction of these energies is still happening. They're still friends. They're still interacting. And we'll continue to integrate and create this lovelier outcome. Let's take one more breath. And go ahead and release your hands, and you can slide down your arms, down your body, down off your legs. How does that feel, Larry? Is that more calm for you? And look here. Oh, thank you everyone for your thank yous. So Heather, I hope this has been good for you as well. And Anne. And Mama Hutch could put you to sleep. Yes, that's a great thing to do for sleep. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go. But I hope that was effective for you. Thank you so much for joining me for our tapping session today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will be thinking about you and sending you so much love and support. And I hope to see you next week. Mwah. Take care.